It's Dusty Thunder, and here's another story for you. This one comes from the AITA subreddit as well and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for not hosting my father at our home and for not paying for his hotel? Lily, 34 female, and Jason, 31 male, are getting married in August on a tight budget due to focus on saving money. I have student loans to pay off and recently bought a house, leaving little extra cash. My father, Mason, 62, wasn't very present in my life growing up after my mom, Beth, 60 female, divorced him 32 years ago. He missed birthdays and was absent during my upbringing. We're not accommodating any guests traveling for the wedding at our home due to limited space and wanting privacy on our wedding night. Understandable. My dad, flying 3,000 miles with his wife for our wedding, has 2 government pensions and his wife has a good job. He also works part-time for extra cash, making over $30 an hour. Despite his financial stability, he tends to over-discuss his finances with me and boasts about his wealth. However, when we visit, he often leaves us to pay for everything, insisting on expensive outings and meals. Even when I was a struggling university student, he would make me pay for my share or contribute to groceries for family dinners. During his visit last summer, he ordered extravagantly at restaurants and made my husband feel uncomfortable by expecting him to cover the bill. He even complained about using points to treat his grandson to a movie. My dad dislikes spending on others and goes to great lengths to avoid it. My father says he can only afford 3 nights at a hotel, which has upset my brother. He's angry that we're not hosting our father and his wife and that we're not covering their hotel costs for 1 to 2 nights. Jason and I feel it's unfair to pay for their stay when they take multiple trips to Mexico each year. While they have the right to spend their money as they wish, we believe that they should have budgeted for our wedding. We simply want our home to ourselves on our wedding night and the week leading up to it, without the added stress of hosting them. Jason and I simply don't have the extra money right now. Despite explaining this to my brother, he's upset that we won't cover any nights for dad. I've made it clear that we won't discuss our finances further. Now my brother is calling me horrible, selfish, and cheap and refuses to believe me. He's pressuring me relentlessly and insists that I'm lying. He can be very mean when things don't go his way. Even my mother believes I should pay for my dad's hotel stay. Am I the astronaut for not covering my father's hotel stay or hosting him for our wedding? I paid my own way when he got married in Mexico and never expected anyone else to cover my expenses. I'm getting mixed responses from people and I'm not sure how to handle it. Any advice would be appreciated. I would say to you right now, OP, anybody who has an opinion on anything here, you have to look at their motive and you have to look at the source of information that they have, right? Your brother who is pissed off about it, why would he potentially be angry about this? Is it because if your father says he's not going to stay in a hotel room these 2 nights, there's a high likelihood he's going to be asking your brother to stay at his brother's house, maybe? Wink, wink. And your brother doesn't want to deal with him. He doesn't want to have to host him. So of course he's pissed and trying to guilt you into doing it. That is a high probability scenario here. Your mother, I don't know what the story is there, but you are under no obligation to host anything for him, right? At this point, he's lucky that he got invited to the wedding, it sounds like. So if he wants to be there, he can figure it out. It is not your job to accommodate him. You have enough going on. It's the week of your wedding. It is not a big, bougie, all expense paid trip for everybody in the family. And if it were, he would be involved in paying for that. So if he wants to be there, he can suck it and suck it up and deal with it. Pretty sure he can use his points or whatever to cover a couple more nights in the hotel. Or yeah, you can go stay with your brother or your mom. Let one of the people who are bitching about it do something about it rather than bitch at you about it. I haven't heard any solutions from any of them yet. It's just, oh yeah, you're an asshole. You should be doing this. Really? Really? Why don't you do it? Oh, it's not my wedding. No, I don't care. And yet you still have an opinion on it somehow. NTA. Dawn, yeah. I mean, in the traditional sense, the dad would be the one who is paying for his daughter's wedding, right? So he's not having to contribute to that at all. Think he can afford to put himself up in a hotel for a couple of nights. Yeah, you don't need the added stress of a family staying in your house the week of your wedding. That is no bueno.